Education. This is the Creators of Wealth, our team masterclass training. This is where the boot camp training takes place. This is where we get the nuts and bolts of growing our business. And how many of you know that it's important? Training is important. How many of you, if you think training is important, type a one in the room for me. If you think training is important, if you believe training is important, type one type one for me. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 15 people out of 40 believe that training is important. So that means we got to get the other ones to believe in that. See, folks, training is essential to your business. And this business called network marketing, you have to understand that the reason why your business will grow or not grow is you have to increase your skill sets. See, when I was in this industry, I've been in this industry 15 years, and my first 6 years, my results were very staggered because I didn't understand the importance. I thought that my television career automatically gave me the ability to grow this industry. And it's a whole different type of industry. And so a lot of times what we're doing is a lot of us are in this industry, and I can promise you, and I'll be honest with you, the people that are having success understands the industry, and those who are not having success is because they don't understand the industry. That's it. And you know, there's a book that I read that simply says, "My people perish for what? The lack of knowledge." And so, this masterclass training, it is a class, it is a teaching environment, so that you can learn the nuts and bolts of your business. And make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, that it is something that you have to continue to do. You never ever get to the point that you feel like you learned it all. Because just when you think you learned it all, like last week, Ron Jones did amazing training on travel parties. Now, I knew stuff about travel parties, but the way he broke it down last week, if you missed that class, you want to go back and listen to it, because he really broke down some crucial nuggets about how to do effective travel parties, and that's why he's where he's at and his team's growing. So I learned a lot from that last week. See, again, that's why class and training is so important, and reading about this industry is very important. And so I wanted to do a training today, and I wanted to ask the question to all of you as we discuss this topic today. And I want to talk to you about the difference between being an investor versus being a gambler. Being an investor versus being a gambler, because see, in this industry, a lot of us, when we signed up in the business, it was emotional. And see, I want to really understand something, that when someone signs up in this business in network marketing, a lot of times it's what they call, and when I was in timeshare and I sold timeshare, they said, Jamal, this is an emotional sale. It's an emotional sale, right? Which means, in other words, that people want to be moved by their emotions, to buy, right? When it comes to anything in life, when it comes to any kind of purchase in life, most people are doing it based on emotions, right? You know, people shop based on emotions. A lot of things are done out of emotions. And folks, what I will tell you is that I spelled the word gambler wrong, didn't I? Wow, that's a big error. Wow, well, please forgive my typo there. That's a big typo. I spelled the word gambler wrong. Well, I guess you guys have to forgive me on that one. I just got this done because Kemp just called me and said, put this together. So I put this together like in the last hour. So I do apologize for my typo. That's a big one. Okay. Well, anyway, you guys forgive me. So anyway, so here's the thing, is that when we got into business, eventually, folks, the emotions will wear off. The emotions of signing up in this business will wear off. And this is why people will jump from company to company to company, because as soon as the emotion, right, wears off, somebody tells them no, they end up bailing out of the opportunity, right? Because, you know, you got signed up out of emotion, right? Most people got signed up out of emotion. Most people don't sign up in this business as an investor mentality. See, because I'm going to break down to you, did you really sign up as an investor, or did you sign up as a gambler? Because see, gamblers will do the business when it feels right, right? Just like gambling. See, a gambler will gamble, they will gamble, right? And they will gamble out of emotion, because they feel, oh man, I can win this money. But as soon as the money starts getting lost, right, they walk out, right? They don't stick with it. They're in and out, and they only gambling when they have the money. It's like they don't have a stick-to-itness about what they're doing. See, a gambler it's like playing the lottery. You know, I'm gonna go to the gas station, buy a lottery ticket, and I hope that I win, but I'm not really sure if I want to win. I'm throwing my money to the wind, right? I mean, one person's going to win that lottery out of the millions and millions of people that's going to play it, right? That means millions and millions of people are really, they're not understanding investment. They're just gambling. And so a lot of us, when we got in this business, I really want to help you out. Are you a gambler in this industry, or are you an investor? And did you invest in vacation, or did you gamble into vacation? Right? See, when I talk to people on the phone sometimes, and they'll say, Jamal, I'll try it out. Well, investors don't try things. See, because investors are looking at, and I encourage a lot of you, and I'm a different kind of person when I look at television, because there are certain things that you can use the television to become great. You can use the television to get knowledge. And so I advise a lot of you to watch the show Shark Tank, right? And watch that. You will see people come in that room, right? And they will have the most amazing story about their product, right? But once the investors start talking to them, they will say, no, we will not give you. Now, what's amazing to me, they will give one person $2 million, but they won't give the little Sally $20,000 for her product. Why? Because they're thinking like an investor. They're not using their emotions, right, with their money. They're using that. They're using investment strategies, investment skill sets when they go to make an investment into that person or that product, right? So what's amazing to me is they will give one person $2 million. They got millions of dollars in the bank. But they won't give a little person $20,000. That's what always amazes me. They won't give little John $20,000. What's $20,000 to them? It's nothing to them. It's peanuts to them. But because they are investment minded, they won't invest, because that person is showing something that to them that says, you know what, this person either is not serious, they're not coachable, they're not teachable, they expected me to do all the work and they do nothing. So therefore, I'm not really willing to make the investments. So just like we do in this business, right, is a lot of people see when someone says, well, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see how it works. Or we say, and we don't really understand, and we're in and out, right? We're going active every other month, right? So people that keep going, you go in and active, and you're not sure if you want to, everything is always about, you got to have this 3-month process before you make a decision, right? They're not fully engaged, and they're not what I call ITG. They're not in the game. Right? They're sitting on the bleachers. They're being a spectator. They're not really participating. See, the reason why an investor participates in his investments, because he understands that I have to participate in my investment. Wow, break that down. You have to participate in your investments. So I can always tell someone who came in as an investor versus a gambler, because an investor will participate in their success. See, the diamonds right now are all over this country in meetings, at events. See, the international executives at events, because they understand they have to invest their time into what they're doing. So let's talk about that. Are you an investor? Or are you a gambler? Okay, in your vacation business. See, here's a slide that says, if you guys are online, definitely go to theteamwebinar.com. If you're on the phone and you want to say, Jamal, I want to see these slides. I love teaching, so I love giving visual slides when I talk. And you definitely want to go on theteamwebinar.com and look at this, okay? An investor or gambler. It says investors aren't gamblers because their profits are assured over time. Which one are you? Investors aren't gamblers because their profits are assured over time. Which one are you? So I'm really going to break down what investment is, because see, I knew growing up in my life, I didn't understand the power of, and I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be transparent here. I didn't understand the power of investments. I didn't understand my financial blueprint was way off. And I'm going to take a stab at this, and probably that most of you, about 95% of you on this webinar today, you grew up in an environment where you didn't understand the power. Will anybody attest to that? That you didn't grow up in a household that really taught you finances, really taught you about investments, really taught you about business. How many of you will be honest and say, Jamal, you're right. That's me, right? See, because I'm going to tell you what happened to my life. See, I grew up in the projects, right? My mother was on welfare all my life. She spent every dollar she had. We never saved any money, right? So I did go to school, right? I did go to college. Right, I graduated, and in a matter by the time I was 27 years old, I was earning 6 figures, right? And I mean, even I got a great job in television, even making $70,000 at the age of 25 years old, 24, 25. I was making $70,000 a year at CBS. Now, here's what happened. Every time I made more money, I spent every dollar I had. And the older guys, now here I'm young, right? And these guys, I mean, these guys were older than me, and they kept saying, Jamal, get a 401k, do some investments. Don't spend all your money, right? And see, that's beginning to tell me, see, and it took me a long time for it to finally sink in my soul. Because see, I had success a lot fast, and I had no financial foundation in my life. So therefore, I was living paycheck to paycheck, even at making $100,000 a year. Because the more money I made, I bought more cars, I bought more houses. I kept living this American dream, because I thought the more money you made was to what? To live the American dream, to keep having more things. That's why they say middle class people are nothing but lower class people with more toys. That's it. People in the middle class, that's why they will remain in the middle class, because they will never get to the upper class, because they just what they do is they buy more toys, they buy boats, they buy more houses, they keep on spending money because they don't understand the power of really saving to get into the what? Upper class. So it says here, investors aren't gamblers because their profits are short of a time. See, investors understand. See, the reason why investors have stick-to-itiveness and they participate and they stay in a game is because they know over time that their investment will pay off. See, folks, in network marketing, I can promise you this, that if you are an investor and you participate in this industry, and you go to your meetings, and you get on the phone calls, and you attend the trainings, and you attend, how many should you attend? Every single one of them. See, if you do that, I can promise you this, that your chances of success is way higher over time than even a job. See, I can tell you how we've been programmed, because see, if you put more value in your job than you put in your business, then that lets me know that you don't understand what network marketing is. That you have a gambler mentality. That means that your job going to be your main thing, and you're going to play around with this thing called your little network marketing business. We even say that I got a little business on the side. We say I got a little business. I got a little something I'm working on the side. Listen how we talk. We degrade the industry. We actually degrade our business to our friends and family. What are you doing? I got a little something on the side. I'm doing this little thing. I'm doing this little travel thing. No, it's not a little travel thing. See, because an investor thinking like, man, because folks in this industry has paid me thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. This industry has paid me, right? This industry has kept my family afloat. Even when corporate America, I've been laid off 3 times I've been fired once and laid off 2 times in my life. And what I've been so thankful for is that this industry, because I finally understood that this industry was a thing that I never let go of, and I worked hard at it. Even when I had financial hardships, the one thing that helped me through my financial hardships was my network marketing business, because I took it seriously. Because I knew that my plan B, as the guy said, many of you call your vacation your plan B, but how many of you willing to make your vacation your plan A and make your job your plan B? See, Jim Rohn told me, he says, so you gotta look at your job. See, I went to work happy now. Because he said, don't be mad at your job. Because he said your job is they are financing your financial future. See, your job is financing your financial future. So again, which one are you? Now, it's interesting because I'm gonna put this slide up there about Donald Trump. Now, regardless of what you think about him, and I know many people have different opinions because now he's running for political office, right? But I'm gonna tell you something. Before you judge him, this gentleman has been a pioneer for network marketing, because there's not many people out there that really support the industry with 100%. And there's 2 gentlemen, Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki, endorsed this industry so much. Now I want you to see what happened here. See, Donald Trump, because despite what you believe about him, how many of you understand that he is one of the #1 investors in the entire world, right? Despite what you think about him, okay, put your political views aside, right? He is one of the most masterful investors in the entire world, right? Now, he was on David Letterman a couple of years ago, and I remember he was on there, and David Letterman asked him one question. He said, Donald, what would you do if you lost everything and had to start over from scratch? And Donald Trump, without hesitation, said, I would find a good network marketing company and get to work. Everybody type get to work, because that's that part. right? I love he said, not just find a good network marketing company, but I will get to work. Now, isn't it amazing? Now, if you want to follow and you want to be successful, I always say my wealth formula for success is find someone who's where you want to be and do exactly what they did or what they are doing. So when we all agree that Donald Trump, as a billionaire that he is, wouldn't he understand something about how to become wealthy? Because how many of us in this room want to become wealthy? Well, if you want to become wealthy, why are you doing what broke people do? Hello. People call me the millionaire, right? That's my new name, my new title, millionaire. If you want to become wealthy, why are you doing actions that broke people do? See, when you're not working your business, you're not making phone calls, you're not going to meetings, that's what broke people do, but you howl and you want to be wealthy. It doesn't make sense. Your actions are not lining up with your words, right? So Donald Trump said, I will find a good network marketing company and get to work. And then guess what the audience did? Because see, this is what most people do. See, most of the world is against our industry. That's why you're having a hard time working your business, because you're suffering from the opinions of other people. But how many of you are willing to give this affirmation? One of my number one affirmations I say. How many of you are willing to say, I have divorced myself from the opinions of others? I have divorced myself from the opinions of others. Because see, Donald Trump, look what happened. The whole audience started shouting and booing when he said, I will find a good network marketing company and get to work. The audience started shouting and booing him. And then you know what he said? He said, that's why I'm sitting up here and you are all sitting out there. See, that's why I'm successful. That's why I'm a billionaire. That's why I don't have to work as hard as you have to work. See, folks, the reality is, it's not that wealthy people are mean and arrogant and prideful. No, they just decide to tell you that because you don't want to go to work, you have settled for the 40-40-40 plan, right? Work 40 hours a week for 40 years, live off 40% of your income. They decide to get rich now, right? So, see, he said, that's why I'm sitting up here. Because, see, folks, that's why, see, be very honest. That's why this industry are paying people lots of money, and they get to live the life of their dreams while you live the life of poverty, while you live your nightmare, right? See, they're living their dreams while we're living our nightmare. And how many of you are sick and tired of living your nightmare? And if you are sick and tired, if you really are sick and tired of living your nightmare, then you will do what those are doing that are living their dreams. And it's understanding how to be, how many of you are willing to say, you know what, Jamal, maybe up to this point, I have gambled my vacation business, and I'm willing now to treat my business as a business and not a hobby. Because see, if you're not getting paid in your business, I can promise you, see, you can tell me every reason why it's not being successful, but I can promise you, even for myself, is you're treating it like a hobby. And how many know, how much do hobbies pay you? Hobbies don't pay a cent. Because you do hobbies when you feel like it. You do hobbies when you want to. You do hobbies when you think about doing it. But when you operate a business, you do business every single day. Now let's get into some really, really deep stuff here now about being an investor versus being a gambler. Mathematics. Let's see, folks, write this down. Numbers don't lie, people do. See, write this down. Numbers don't lie, people do. See, people will tell you why they can't be successful in this business. That's called a lie. See, anytime there's been fact, right? See, that's why the fact and the truth don't always lie. Fact and truth are not, they're not together, because they're fact and there's truth. Yeah, there's a fact that you're not having success in your business, but it isn't true that this business doesn't work. See, when somebody say, Jamal, well, I got to focus on things or it's not working for me. No, that is a fact that it's not working for you, but it's not the truth that it doesn't work. Because the fact that somebody is having success means that it works. It's just that you're not working the right system to make it work. See, it says mathematics is just another way of predicting the future. See, people who have an investment mentality understand numbers. See, folks, I want to give you a really detailed teaching here about this industry and about your business. See, it's really not about vacation. It's really not about travel. It's not really about and this and that. See, we sometimes we master in the mundane, right? We major in the minor and we minor in the major. See, you want to learn how to major in the major things. See, what's major is the fact that once you understand that this is a mathematical equation. Now we're going back to school. I'm taking you back to school right now, right? We're going back to school. We're going back to economics class today. How many took economics in college, right? We're going now. Now we're going to go into economics now. Okay, mathematics is just another way of predicting the future. See, folks, if you understand math, this industry, you would get work like you lost your mind. You will now understand why I left a six-figure income for this industry, because once I understood the numbers, when my mentor said to me, Jamal, this is what happened to me, because I was in another project at the time, and I was in a project where every person, every membership I signed up, I received $240. Now it took me now when I was working in television at the time, right? My max, I was at a max of earning about $350 a day, right? About $350 a day that I would get for being a TV director, right? And I could do two shows, I could do one show or two shows, and I would get paid $350, to do one show. That's pretty good money, right? But it would take me, but I had to invest about 8 hours of my time, right, per day to get that $350. Now, I really thought I was on top of the world. I mean, to be in my 20s and my mid 20s and making that kind of money, man, I mean, you couldn't tell me anything, right? I mean, I really thought I had done everything that was powerful to get there. But then I understood something when I was in a project one time, and the gentleman said, now I said, hold on a second, and then it hit me, mathematics. It took me 8 hours to make $350. But then I could do a 20-minute presentation and earn $240. See, how many of you had a hard time in math? See, right? Let's be honest. See, how many of you had a hard time in math? We're going to go back to math class today. We're going to go back to math 101 today, right? See, I'm going to really help you logically get your mind around why you want to really work this business, and you want to go through the numbers like you never have, right? Because now I saw that I can make $240 for 20 minutes of my time versus 8 hours for $350 for 8 hours of my time. As my mentor said, he said, Jamal, it's easier to make a lot of money in a shorter period of time than it is to make a little bit of money in a longer period of time. See, I want you to say it again. That now I talk fast. With network marketing, it's easier to make a lot of money in a shorter period of time than it is for you to work your job. Now, I'm not saying don't leave your job yet. Don't do that. Don't do it. But just get the understanding now. Than it is for you to make a little bit of money over a longer period of time. So how many of you, if you're making, let's say you're making $50,000 a year, let's say you're making $20 an hour. I'm gonna be gracious, right? To those of you who want to try to outdo me, right? You making good money, good, right? But you're giving 20 hours. You making for 1 hour, you get $20, right? But I can call a prospect on the phone. Hey, Michelle, would you be interested in making an extra income? That takes 30 seconds. Hey, what I got to do? I want you to get on this webinar at 9:30, right? That takes 30 seconds. So now Michelle gets on the webinar, right? The 30-minute webinar, which I don't have to do. Then I put her on the phone with one of my uplines, do a three-way call. Now while I'm eating a ham sandwich and my uplines do all the work, right? And I'm going to get paid $50 to $70 for each person that says yes to my vacation business. So it took me 60 minutes of labor to make $20 just to get someone on the phone, and I'm going to make $50 to $70 for just about 5 minutes of your time. I hope you guys understand this. See, it says here you cannot apply mathematics, but here's the thing. You cannot apply mathematics as long as words still becloud your reality. Now, the word becloud means to obscure, means to tarnish, means to, that's the word, the opposite word is to cloud, make it cloudy. You can't even see it, make it foggy. See, your words and your dialogue with yourself is causing you to miss the numbers of this business. See, while people are out there making lots of money and they're leveraging their money, leveraging their time, they're out there building people, talking to everybody they know, but your words that is not working. I'm afraid to call my family and friends. And I was talking to one of my agents yesterday, and anyone I will say this to, so it's not just to the individual. I said, I want you to make a list. And first person says, I don't know anybody. And I said, okay, well, I want you to give me your cell phone, and I want you to give me your login to your Facebook account, and I'm going to give $100 to anyone that can tell me they do not know 100 people. Okay? I'm going to show you something about this mathematics equation. Well, I'll show it to you in a second. I got to find my. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Okay? I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Because I like to show people stuff. See, I don't like to just talk about it. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you about this when I get to that point. Okay? It says the sad reality is most people invest based on opinions that have no mathematical expectation, and that is gambling. The sad reality is most people invest based on opinions that have no mathematical expectation, and that is gambling. See, a lot of us get in this business. When somebody say, Jamal, let me do my research, let me think about it. When I get the phone calls, and people say, and I've been doing this for 16 years, folks, so I get the phone calls. I heard it all, right? I used to do it, right? And everybody got their opinion about what it should be and what it should be, while people are making millions of dollars, but we're basing our business, we're basing our cooperation, we're basing our participation off of what other people offer opinions, either your opinion or other people's opinions. And people are entitled to their own opinion. But you got to be careful to the people opinions you're listening to, because folks, let me tell you, they're going to cause you to have a failing business. They're going to cause you to have, listen to this, a non-profitable business from the comfort of your home. So you're supposed to have a profitable business from the comfort of your home, but most people, because of opinions of other people and their own limiting beliefs, they're having a non-profitable business from the comfort of their home. So it says the sad reality is most people invest based on opinions that have no mathematical expectation, and that is gambling. See, in other words, you got in this business and you have no idea what it takes to be successful in this business. You don't even know the formula. Do you even now don't answer here, right? Do you even know the formula for network marketing? I'm gonna give it to you in a second. How many want to know the formula for network marketing? But anybody want to say, how many want me to show you the formula for network marketing? The formula, right? Because how many took algebra? And I love math. I love algebra. And algebra, everything has a formula. So if I say 8 plus 2 equals 3, and I say A equals 6, all you gotta do is plug in what? The formula. But remember in math, when you would get a math problem, especially the word math problems, those ones I used to be challenged with, right? And how many remember the answer was how many remember the answer was not enough information? Anybody remember that in math class? Anybody remember that? Anybody remember when you did the math problems and you had the answer was actually, there was no answer because it was not enough information. This is good, right? This is good. I'm teaching here. I'm teaching here. And see, in network marketing, right? There's a formula to this business. Now, what's crazy about it? The reason why this industry has a 95%. See, how many know I'm a realist? I'm a realist. The reason why this industry has a 95% failure rate is because majority of the people enter this industry and they don't get any education. They never get the knowledge about the industry. So therefore, they will fail because they have no understanding of what it takes to be successful. Because if you told me what it takes to be successful, then there would be no reason why you're not successful in a business. Right? Because you don't understand the mathematical expectation. So when you watch Shark Tank, those investors, they got a pen and a notepad in front of them. And they're writing down the value. Well, I want $100,000 for 30% equity in my company. And they're writing out numbers. They're doing math. Because numbers don't lie. People do. Numbers will always work out. So even in network marketing, the people having the most success is they understand the formula. They understand the mathematical equation for how it works. See? I hope this is good. Now, I'm going to give you the book. I'm going to give you the formula. The formula in network marketing is called the Pareto Principle. This principle has been around for years. It's called the Pareto Principle by an Italian scholar many years ago, before all of us was even born. And the Pareto Principle is the formula that I want you all to understand. None of you can now ever say that you don't know the formula about this business. This is the number one formula. This formula right here is all you need to your business. And to those that understand it and follow it, and if you're willing to follow it, I'm going to prove it to you today. I'm going to prove it to you just with my numbers and vacation that it works. Because I like to prove things. I was always the people. They used to call me the devil's advocate. Because I'm the one that want to prove that it really works. See, I'm the one that's willing. See, I'm dumb enough to follow whatever somebody tell me to do. See, my mentor said, Jamal, if I'm somebody who's successful, do what they do. I'm dumb enough to follow what other people tell me to do that's successful. Because I want to find out if it really works. So I really went out there to find out, does this 80-20 rule really work? And I did it again in every project I've been a part of. I did it again even when I came back on a vacation just over a year ago. I followed it. The Pareto principle is also known as the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule. It's the law of the vital few. I didn't say much few. It's the law of the vital few and the principle of factor sparsity. Okay, the principle of factor sparsity. I say the factor of doing a lot of things. It's the principle of factor sparsity, which means little. It states that for many events, roughly 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. I'll say it again. Roughly 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. So now, Jamal, how does this break down to my business? Okay, let's look at some things here about the Pareto principle. I found some of these things on it, right? I like to do my research. This is research, right? It says the 80-20 rule. Let's break this down. 80% of outcomes can be attributed to 20% of the causes for a given event. 80% of outcomes can be attributed to 20% of the causes for a given event. Okay? In other words, most of the results you're going to get is not from 100% of the work you put into it. It's going to be 20% of all the work you do that's going to generate the 80% of the results that you seek. It says in any set of things, a few 20% are vital and many 80% are considered trivial. And in any set of things, a few 20% are vital, right? That means that the little is more important than the 80%. In other words, 80% of things that you're going to do are going to be trivial. The 20% is we want to get the most results from. Next point, 20% that matters. It says 20% of your employees likely to produce 80% of your results. 20% of your employees likely to produce 80% of your results. See, your job knows that already. So even in the network marketing industry, folks, let me tell you, if you take vacation and you take 40,000 reps, what's 2 times 40,000? What's 20% of 40,000? Anybody? What's 20% of 40,000? Anybody know? 20% of 40,000. 20% of 40,000. Anybody know? 20% of 40,000. 20% of 40,000. 2 times 4. Nope. 20% of 40,000. Right? Okay? Right? So 8,000. Right? Because half of 40, right, is 20,000. Right? And then 20%, 8,000. Right? So out of 40,000 people in that business, I can promise you it's 8,000 out of the 40,000 that are really working that vacation business and earning checks. It's just the numbers. Folks, these are numbers that, like I learned this a long time ago. Folks, if you're trying to understand, if you're trying to wrap your mind on why this works, no one can understand why it works. But it's been proven. Millionaires, wealthy people use this formula. Your job uses this formula. Banks use this formula. Everybody understands this formula that understands wealth and success. Investors understand this formula. Folks, I don't know why it works. But like the guy said, it's like Prego soup. It's in there. It works just the way it works. So the guy says work smart. He says, focus on 80% of your time and energy on the 20% of your work that's really important. Focus 80% of your time and energy on the 20% of work that's really important. In other words, so for instance, in network marketing, okay, 80% of your time in your business is to be doing what? Anybody know? 80% of your time, 80% of your time in this business, nope, not personal development. Anyone give me an answer. Just take a stab. There's no, just take a stab at it. Go take a risk. Because I want to expose what you know. Right? Right? Okay? Right. 80% of your time. So if you're working this business, let's say you work in this business, is not learning the business, working business, prospect, okay? So here we go. Sharing the plan, okay? So if you let's say you work this business 10 hours a week. See, I love when people say, Jamal, I don't have the time. I'm busy. I got this going on. That's impossible. Because everybody in the universe has 10 hours a week. As a life coach, I tell you, I have put this challenge out there with anyone. And I challenge anyone you on the sound of my voice. That if I can't find 10 hours in your life to work this business a week, I will give you $100. And I've had this bet out there for years of being in this business with my teams and everybody. Because I have yet to have a person call me, and I have yet not to find 10 hours a week in their life to work this business. Trust me. If any of you want to do it, you want to take a stab, you might want to hit me on Facebook, but the bet's going to be, if I do find 10 hours, you will have to give me something. So before you call me, because I know I'm good enough to find 10 hours in your life. But if you so dare to call me and tell me why you can't work this business, why we don't see you at meetings, why we don't see you at events, you're like a lone ranger, you're like on the side somewhere, you're a secret travel agent, I promise you this. I got to get done. Time is up now, right? I got to get through this. 80% of your time in your business is supposed to be prospecting and recruiting. Absolutely. 80% of your time is supposed to be prospecting and recruiting. So if you're working 10 hours a week, 8 hours of that 10 hours is supposed to be you showing the plan, new people talking to new people, showing the plan. So that's what it is. And he said, focus 80% of your time and energy on 20% of your work. So doing travel parties, that's what? Showing the plan, right? Putting people on a webinar, right? Putting people out and marketing your business, even marketing your business. See, marketing your business is not the same as prospecting. People spend all the time and doing this and doing this, but how many people are you showing your opportunity to? So I'm gonna show you something here. I've signed up over 45 people in my business and vacation, right? And I did the numbers, right? I made my list. Here's my list. When I got in the business, I made my list. How many of you haven't made your list yet? Everybody see this? What did it say? Vacation list. This is when I first came back in vacation over a year ago. Okay? Anybody see my list? Everybody see it? I wrote everybody I know. Everybody I know. I didn't judge anybody. I wrote everybody I know. I wrote everybody I know. I don't know anybody, Jamal. Listen, for so older than me and talking about you don't know anybody. How can you be, you're older than me and you're talking about you don't know anybody? Everybody I know, that's one page. Okay? This is 2 page. Page 2. You see it? Everybody I know. Everybody I know. I wrote it down. Everybody I know and I talk to. Everybody I know. Everybody I know. Now, if you do the numbers here, let's go to this numbers. Let's go to the numbers here. There's 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3. There's 25 lines per page. Okay? I really hope you, let me slow down. I really hope you guys see this. I really hope you guys see this. See, folks, I don't just talk about it. I'm going to really show you here. Okay? There's 25 lines per page. So that's 25. That's 50. That's 75. That's 100. That's 125. Now, see, one thing about it is I was told you should be adding 2 names to your list every single day. You should be adding 2 names per day to your list every single day. Who told me that? Shaniza did. Right? Mark Sterling did. Because I went to trainings. They say you should add 2 new names to your list every day. So guess what? I have adopted that principle. So now let's go back to it. Now, if you notice here, now you probably can't see it, but I keep track of all of my people that I talk to. I write who I talk to. Did I send on the video? So I got little codes. SV, I sent the video to. FU means for follow up. Okay. Now everywhere you see a check, those are people that have signed up in the business. So let's count. Out of 100 people I exposed to the opportunity, 1, 2, 3. Check marks mean signups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, okay, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, okay. Now that's just 21. Now I did over 35, over 45 people. This is where, but I did it up to this point, and then I have my tracking on different in my notebook now in my calendar. But out of those 100 people, 20 signed up. Did anybody just see that? Now notice in between the check marks there are gaps. That means that between this person, they didn't sign up. See, this is where everybody's losing it, because you only going see people. This is why people sometimes they get in the business, they sign up 10 people right away, and then when somebody says no, they check out, because this is why, because they don't understand the numbers. See, the difference between me and you is that I understand the numbers. This is why I stick to it. This is why I talk to everybody. I don't make excuses why I can't talk to people, because the numbers don't lie. You are lying. The numbers don't lie. You are lying. You can't say you're talking to people. It's impossible to follow this rule, because no one has proven this principle wrong yet. Well, Jamal, I talked to one person today. That's one. You got 99 more to go to get. If you want to hit national, that means you have to at least talk to 50 people and put them and do a full presentation from start to finish. The PS3 method, right? Right? So you see the numbers here. I'm showing you the numbers, right? There's the numbers. I got my list, right? Look at this gap between this person here that signed up all the way to the next person. I mean, that's how many people I talked to. That's 1, 2, 3. That's about 15 people I talked to that told me no. I had 50 people tell me no between 2 signups. I have 15 people tell me no between 2 signups. You know what really changed for me in the business? When I was at a convention, and the man said, the difference between me and you, I was in the audience, not having success. And this man get up there, he could barely speak English. And this is exactly what he said. He said, the only difference between me and you is that I talked to more people than you did. Really? You just said that, dude? That's the difference. Guys, the difference between me and all of you is that I've talked to more people than you did. The difference between me and the next diamond, who's doing better than I am, is they talk to more people than Jamal Mumford did. This is why I know how to keep going. Because all it is a numbers game, folks. Stop getting hooked up on why your cousin didn't sign up. Don't become emotionally attached to the prospect. It's not about the prospect. It's called numbers. If you do the numbers, it will play out. So everybody who's not national, how many want to be national? If you're not national right now, it's because you're not doing the numbers. You're prejudging. See, folks, this is how you're going to overcome prejudging. Because it's not about the person, it's about doing the numbers. I just showed you the numbers. And I keep on. So now that's just 20. I had over 45 people who signed up. If I could do it, I know you could do it. Okay? It's called the 80-20 rule. Okay? I really hope you guys got that. I hope you go take this recording and please go back and listen to it again. I hope you will. Because if you understand the numbers, you don't ever have to try to figure this business out anymore. You don't have to figure out, see, folks, I know sometimes I say things kind of harsh, but I like to speak the truth. Because that's what it took for me. I had to get slapped in the face. Because I was too hard-headed. I was too prideful. I had an ego. You know what ego stands for, right? Ego stands for edging guidance out. Edging God out. Edging guidance out. See, my ego was so big because I didn't want to be guided. I didn't want to be coachable. And that's what the problem was. And the minute I decide to stop challenging my upline, stop challenging the leaders, stop giving them my excuses. Because guys, you know what excuses are? Excuses are nothing but a well-planned lie. So when you call, I'm gonna give you an example. See, this is what I know. I'm gonna help all you out. And if you're not on my team, this is for you. If you're on my team, don't listen to this. Okay? If you're not on my team, okay, I want you to know what your upline is when you call them with your excuses. They're saying to them, you're talking. You know, I talked to 20 people today, and no, everyone that said no. I talked to, I'm doing the business, Jamal. I'm working it. And they're saying that you don't have nobody signed up. They're knowing you're giving excuses. You're lying. Because the numbers show that if you do this, this will happen. The numbers show if you do this, this will happen. So folks, don't be offended by what I'm saying. Just understand that it is a numbers game, because numbers don't lie. I said people do. And are you lying to yourself? Jamal, I don't know anybody. Okay, folks. I do a training with my team, and I show them. I go on Facebook and I recruit people cold turkey. I'll go on Walmart right now. I'll go in the aisle. I'll find a Walmart employee and I'll say, "Hey, so how you like working here?" I don't like working here. It's just a job for me. Let me ask you a question. If there was a way you could make some extra income right now, would you be willing to listen to some information? Absolutely. If you're serious, give me your name and number, and I'll have someone get back in contact with you. When's the best time to contact you? I don't know anybody, Jamal. I don't know anybody. Folks, I just went in Walmart and found an employee stocking shelves in Walmart and simply asked them, "Hey, how long you been working here? How's the benefits here?" "Oh, the benefits are great, but man, I work very hard." Let me ask you a question. If there was a way you could make some extra income right now, part-time, honestly, would it be worth your time taking a look at it? Absolutely. Listen, if you're serious, give me your name and number, and I'll have someone get in contact with you. When's the best time to contact you? Seriously, Jamal? See, man, you know what man Kemp did many years ago? We went out and we set out that we're not going to come. We couldn't even come home until we had 2 new prospects in our list. Because why? Because it's a numbers game. Okay? All right? Here we go. If you are not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. If you are not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. See, I'm trying to take every one of you as a life coach and as a training coach. I want to get you from being ordinary to being extraordinary. But in order to become extraordinary, you got to do unusual things. So going through the numbers, not being discouraged. Somebody said, don't give up. See, I can't give up now because I'm now psychologically programmed about this principle that 8 out of 10 people I talk to are going to tell me no. See, folks, wrap your mind around it. That 8 out of 10 people you talk to are going to tell you no. Let me be the one to tell you, no, no, no. No Sharon, no Joanne, no Terry, no Bertley, no Debbie, no Denise, no Gloria, no Gwen, no Jared, no Jay, no Jennifer, no Judy. No, I'm telling you no. I'm telling you no. I told you no 8 times. Now go get a yes. If you're not willing to risk the unusual, if you're not willing to go by the numbers and follow this principle and be an investor, see, investors are willing to do the unusual because they know they don't want to have the ordinary. See, being a national executive, as Chad Thompson said on Tuesday, it's not everybody focus on being diamond. Now, if you are national, then go higher. But a lot of you aren't national, right? And he said the best position in this company is national executive. Because you now have access to the whole entire compensation plan. The matrix is the highest part of our comp plan. The matrix is. That's $172,000 you have the potential to earn. So go national. Go national. Yeah, we go higher, but understand that the first thing is that, listen, for a lot of us, that we aren't even there yet. But you got to be willing to risk the unusual. You got to understand that this is an investment. So you're going to have to put 50 people in front of that presentation to get your 10. And you can't stop at 10 because some are going to drop out. Because the numbers also show in this business that 70% of people that sign up in your organization will do absolutely, unequivocally nothing at all. So you're going to have to put more than 10. So that's why we say you got to make a list of, you got to at least contact 100 people. You have to at least contact, and some of you aren't even close to 100. That's why when I call people, I say, how many people have you talked to so far? They have no idea. They have no idea. Because they have no track record. You can't even prove yourself right. So now, I'm going to go over a little bit. I'm going to share 9 quick things. That means that has 9 quick things you want to have to be an investor. How many want to be an investor versus being a gambler? I hope somebody learned this today. How many say, Jamal, I want to now be an investor? I have been a gambler way too long. I have been gambling this business, Jamal. I have been gambling my life. I've been gambling my relationships. I've been gambling with my finances. I've been gambling, not gaining anything. Jamal, I'm ready to be an investor. I'm ready to live my life by design and not by happenstance. I'm ready to invest. Number 1, you got to value the process. Folks, I know I'm going over. I do apologize. But I believe I got to share this with you. If you want to stay, you can go. If you got to go, you got to go. Just give me 5 minutes, please, if you don't mind. Because this is important. I feel I was going to do it, but I got to do it. You got to value the process if you want to be an investor. You got to understand that there's going to be a process where you may not make any money in this business. You got to understand that this is not a direct income earning opportunity. This is called indirect income earning. In other words, that you're going to talk to a lot of people and you're going to put a lot of time in to get these results because you got to value the process. See, I tell people there's vision, and then there's manifestation. But the part, we're so big on the vision, and all of us want to become diamond, and all of us want to see the results. But there's one part before the vision that's so important. It's called the provision. It's called the process. And many classes ago, I taught this on the same Saturday training. As I talked about the process, you got to understand the process to everything you do. If you don't understand the process, you will not stay long. You will not be ITG. You won't be in the game. You won't drive an hour like I do to the weekly meetings. See, you won't tell your boss, I got to change my schedule because I got to be at that event. See, I'm so glad I went to the event this past Tuesday because I didn't know. They surprised us and they had the top 3 income earners, Mark Sterling, Chad Thompson, right? And Trey Harris, the top 3 income earners on vacation, right? Surprised all of us and did a 2-hour training after the event. And boy, when I tell you, I wish I could have went over it with you guys. It was so powerful, man. It was worth the hour drive. It was worth going through all that traffic. But you know why I did it, folks? Because I understand the process. I drove from Philadelphia to Atlanta, Georgia. I drove many times with people in my car for Super Saturdays. Because I understand the process. Why do I have the Platinum Travel Club? Why do I sacrifice? Maybe I got to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich so I can pay for my vacation business because I understand the process. Because I got to think like an investor. Number 2, don't shy away from losses. Investors don't shy away from losses. Jamal, 3 people quit my business. Folks, if you understood how many people have quit my business, if you understood how many people that have started with me are not here with me anymore. See, I signed up 35 people, but folks, let me tell you, half of those people have gone. Right? See? Half of them have gone. I'm telling you, I'll give you the real story. See, they say, you may see my glory, but you don't know my story. You don't understand what a diamond has to see. You lost 2 people and you lose your mind. Try losing 200 people. Try being David Manning and see a whole mass exodus leave your company at one time. But because David Manning is such an investor, he don't shy away from the losses. Because if David Manning acted like any of you, we wouldn't have a vacation business anymore. Because I've known this company for 9 years. I've been riding with David Manning for 9 years. And I've seen the hills and the valleys. But this man has never gave up. Many of you give up way too easy. Number 3, investor. Have a beginner's enthusiasm. Have a beginner's enthusiasm. So you know what enthusiasm stands for? The last four letters of the word. I want you to write down the word enthusiasm. And then highlight the last four letters. IASM. You know what enthusiasm stands for? It stands for I am sold myself. I am sold myself. See, every time I hear this opportunity, you know why I love going. Listen, folks, I've been in the industry for 16 years, and I still love going to the weekly events. You know why? Because every time I go to the event, I get sold all over again. Because I get enthusiasm. I get that beginners. I say, man, I want to sign up again. I get enthusiastic. I get excited. That's why I don't understand why you don't go to your weekly events. See? That's the important. It's not about I don't have a guest. No, I go because, folks, it's going to give you that. And if you're not getting enthused at your event, then I don't know what's going on. Because I am sold myself. See, they say it's better to have ignorance on fire than intelligence on ice. See, the problem with this industry and this business is some of you, you've been around for a couple months and you were excited when you first signed up, but by month 3, now you're getting all knowledgeable. Now you want to dissect the comp plan. Now you want to talk about this. Now you're coming about the meetings. You're playing about this leader, this upline, this call, this thing, this marketing thing, the comp plan, this. See, now you got intelligence. And what happens is with your intelligence cause less action, less momentum, less prospecting, because now you're so intelligent. Now you're suffering from paralysis analysis. See, now you're so analytical that it's paralyzed your business. You don't have a business anymore. You're not signing up anybody. You're not prospecting anybody because now you're too busy now analysis. So it says you got to have a beginner's enthusiasm. You gotta go back to when you first signed up. It's like, you know, how many you? I remember it's like when you when you first became spiritual, right? And you first became spiritual and how excited you was, right? You got to go back to that enthusiasm. I want everybody right now to mentally take the time and go back to the day you first signed up and go find that energy. Go find that enthusiasm. Number 4 of an investor, they rethink adversity. They rethink adversity. In other words, when adversity hits them, they think about it. They process it. They process it. When they see adversity, they don't run. They don't run. See, if you have my book called Success Now, and I'm not here to sell my book, but I do a chapter called The Power of the 2 Ps. In other words, you will either have the power of the press or the power of the press. Either you're going to have the 2 Ps. Either you're going to suffer from the power of the press or the power of the pressure. See, adversity creates pressure on you. Pressure to give up, pressure to give in, pressure to quit. Most people quit. Most people give up. Oh, I have people, oh, Jamal, I didn't get my travel commission last week. Folks, we can figure it out. But that one thing, that one adversity caused you to what? Quit. But see, I rethink adversity. I'm going to rethink that situation. I'm going to call my upline. I'm not going to call with the quitting mentality. I'm going to call and say, hey, I have an issue and can you help me through this process? I'm not going to go cancel my membership. Oh, it didn't work. Rethink adversity. Number 5, they stay present and engaged. They stay present and engaged. Investors, they stay present and engaged. Write this down. It's called ITG. Write this acronym down. ITG. If you want to win, you have to be ITG. You have to be in the game. In the game. They stay present and they are engaged. You cannot be a secret travel agent. We never see you. I don't know who you are. Nobody even knows you exist. That's not a good thing. Oh, who are you? Oh, I know. Oh, you're in the business. Oh my goodness, I didn't even know you was on the team. Oh, you're in fact. Oh my goodness, where are you from? Oh, I never see you at the events. See, if you hear that at your weekly events, because you are not being present and you're not engaged. Okay, I'm gonna keep on going. You guys, okay? Number 6, shift between stress and recovery. They shift between stress and recovery. See, many times, oh Jamal, I'm discouraged. Listen, folks, I understand you're discouraged. But folks, you can't stay discouraged because it's not going to affect the investors. Investors have very truth. Yeah, times come, hard times come, but they know how to shift between stress and recovery. They learn how to recover quickly. We all have issues. You think I don't suffer my business? We all have issues. I talk to all the diamonds. Trust me, we have the calls. Leadership, we have our calls. But we learn how to shift from stress to recovery. Many of you stay in your stress way too long. Get out of your valley. Number 7, investors, they navigate the middle road. They navigate the middle road. In other words, see, I say you gotta learn how to maintain your emotions. See, sometimes I get concerned when I see people get so super excited. Because they get so super excited that when things go wrong, that's how much they fall. And you gotta learn how to have an even keel emotions. See, when somebody signs up my business, yeah, I'm happy for them, but I don't get so super excited because guess what? They can ultimately hurt your feelings. Because you get so excited, I got a prospect, yeah! And then they quit, and now I don't know what happened. See? But you got to learn how to have a middle road. See, for instance, I look at every recruit I sign up in this business. This is what I had to learn. The guy said, Jamal, when they signing up is just the first step. He said, Jamal, a recruit is not a recruit until you get that recruit to recruit. A recruit is not a recruit until that person recruits another person. So what I had to learn was that until everybody in my team, until they sign up at least one person, I almost consider them as checking out. Because trust me, if they're not signing up anybody, if they're not making any money, the high chances are they may eventually check out. So a recruit is not a recruit until you get that recruit into the recruit. So when you're talking about I got all these people you signed up, until they sign up one person, see? So now my middle road is I throw the ball into your court. And until you throw it back, listen, I'm not going to get all bent out of shape. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get upset with you. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to scream at you because I'm not your boss. I'm your leader, but not your boss. So as a leader is different. See, when you're trying to be somebody's boss, you get mad when they don't do what you tell them to do. But when you're a leader, you don't get mad because you're just simply here to what? Lead. It's their job to follow. That's good. That's for somebody today. Number 8, investors. They master the fundamentals. They master the fundamentals. Folks, you don't have to, see, I'm giving you fundamentals, basic stuff, right? PS3 method. See, PS3, how many know the PS3 method? How many know what the PS3 method stands for? How many of you don't know what the PS3 method stands for? How many of you don't know what the PS3 method stands for? Okay, Christine. Okay, thank you for your honesty. Thank you, right? See, now, I don't know if you knew or not. And it may be your upline, so I don't know, but you want to go and learn and listen to Spencer Iverson's and Jonathan Green's 4 Steps to Success. Because in the 4 Steps to Success, they teach about the PS3 method, right? Prospect, show the plan, 3-way call. Peak interest, show the plan, 3-way call. Isn't that fundamental, right? Very fundamental. That's very basic. But yet we get everything so convoluted on everything else. But let's go back to basics. In the newspaper, we call it KISS. Somebody wrote it down earlier. Keep it simple, stupid. Master the fundamentals. Peak the interest. Show the plan. 3-way call. That's it. That's all you got to write down. You have to figure out how this works and when a company game this and how this works. Stop trying to figure everything else out. Stop trying to do the CEO's job. And just pick your interest, show the plan, and do the 3-way call. Stop trying to do every else's point. Just do your part. Do the fundamentals. Number 9, and I'm done. Number 9, the last part of being an investor mindset is you got to distinguish the macro from the micro. You got to distinguish the macro from the micro. You got to distinguish the macro from the micro. You got to learn how to major in the majors. Stop majoring in the minor things. Stop worrying about the small things. You got to major in the major things. Distinguish from the macro to the micro. See, macro is growing your business. Macro is talking to new people. That's the only part of this business you got to learn. Trust me, your upline will love you for it. Your upline is not concerned about you calling about how many systems you bought, right? How many, I got this system and I got this system. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I'm buying ads. No, listen, what's most concerning is that you're putting new people in front of the information. Because I've been that person. I bought leads, I bought ads, I did all this stuff and never called the leads because I was majoring in the micro. Yes, those things are important to do in your business. You have to market your business, but marketing, right, is important. But macro, the major part is you put in new people in front of the opportunity. Now, I didn't say don't market. because we are markets. But it's that's macro, putting new people in front of the opportunity, because you understand that 8 out of 10 are going to say no. Your mom is going to say no. Your uncle's going to say no. Your cousin's going to say no. Your best friend's going to say no. Your next door neighbor's going to say no. Your pastor's going to say no, right? Okay? Your babysitter's going to say no. I don't know, who else? Your postman may say no. I covered everybody, right? But all of a sudden, the Walmart employee, the cashier at Walmart says yes. Because 8 out of 10 are going to say no. And maybe just so happen, if you put that in mind, I got to go through the numbers. My best friend John said no. But guess what? I'm doing the process. So I hope all of you understand about being an investor versus being a gambler. Guys, I hope you have an awesome time in your business. Have a great rest of the weekend. I hope you really got something out of this training today. And I'm looking forward to hearing your testimonies about how your business has changed. I believe some of you are going to change even today. And you're going to go become an investor. And you're not going to be a gambler anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Stop gambling your life away in this business. This business can pay you more. This business can truly set you free. It hurts my heart when I hear people say, Jamal, I can't afford it and I'm in a struggle. I got financial issues going on. But being an investor don't take money. In this industry, I didn't mention anything about money. I mentioned the fact that all you got to do is put new people in front of the information. That takes no money. It takes no money to call my cousin John up and say, hey, John, would you like to make some extra income? It takes no money to go on Facebook right now and inbox my friend Jonathan and say, Jonathan, would you like to win a complimentary 3-day, 2-night getaway? It takes no money. It just takes an investment mindset that I have to go through the numbers. You guys have a great rest of the weekend. And we'll see you on the next training next week. And be member of all the calls, all the training calls, the webinars. Keep it moving, keep on going. Everybody go for national. If you're not national, if you're national, we're going for international executive. We're going for diamond. And guys, I'll see you at the top, not from the top, because the top there's a lot of room at the top. And folks, the bottom is too crowded. All the investors at the top, the gamblers at the bottom. Goodbye for now, everybody. Have a great day.